So I started working with the world generation in Minecraft to create shapes like this. Obviously I didn't start here, I started with something more simple. For example, this, I made it so every other block is not placed in the world. This looks crazy. And this goes all the way to bedrock. It's also very laggy because it has to render a bunch of blocks. Obviously, the next thing I did was inverting the cave generation. So instead of placing air in the caves, we place blocks and air everywhere else. So it looks like this. It looks like spaghetti or something. A lush cave here. After that, I made these hills, these weird hills, using a sine cosine function I found online. I also can change some parameters around to change the size of these hills. For example, these huge ones that I made, it has huge peaks and then a very deep valley that goes down into deep slate, which I think looks pretty crazy. I think you can make a crazy base here. Now, at this point, I realized that since Minecraft has a Y, X, and Z coordinate, it basically acts as a 3D graphing software. So we can basically graph the same things we do in a graphing software in Minecraft. At least that's the theory. I tried to get this guy in Minecraft, but it was a bit more complicated than I expected. So let's stick to easier shapes for now. What's good about this is that even though we define the shape, we can let Minecraft add the decorations, so it looks like a normal Minecraft world. I have only shown 2D graphs, but we can also use it to generate 3D graphs like this one. And let Minecraft add the normal world generation. So we get stuff like this that looks a lot more like a Minecraft world with a weird shape. With that in mind, there's a lot of interesting things we can do. For example, I made this shape, this donut shape island. There's a normal world above, and then inside is like a big cave where mobs spawn and stuff. Or this weird deformed cube with a forest on top, and then at the bottom there's like your normal Minecraft mine, which I think looks pretty cool. Or this spiral-like world generation where it goes up and down, and then at the bottom there's like a twist here, which I also think it looks cool. And that's basically how I made the shape at the beginning of the video. But I want to go a little more beyond that, since one of the core tenets of Minecraft is that the world is infinite. I want to keep that while adding this weird world generation as well. Now the first thing that came to mind was just, why don't I just copy the same shape and do it infinite times? For example, this spiral shape that I showed you before, it goes infinitely that way and infinitely that way, which makes it like a more normal Minecraft world with a lot of variation in biomes and stuff, although there's not much mining you can do here, but I think it still looks crazy. Ignore the trial chambers, I didn't know how to remove those, but yeah, I think this is a good step in the right direction. So let's try it with other shapes. You spawn here, you're in a normal world, and then you look to the sides, there's a bunch of donuts. Like this time I made it so it also copies them down instead of just horizontally and then to the other side, so we get a lot of donuts like this. It looks great. And now we have a way to get resources like diamonds and stuff by going down to these lower donuts, which look very scary. I also did the same with this other shape. I don't know which one I prefer, to be honest, but I think this one has more open space to explore. So look, it looks it looks very crazy, but I think we can add some more variation to this by making them rotate in random ways. Okay, now I did it. This was way harder than I expected, but we have random rotation, so each shape is a little bit different in rotation, so they're not as boring as before. I think this looks better. Oops, that's because I changed the code mid-generation, so it goes to this. Yeah, this looks cool. Let's look at that one. That looks interesting. Yeah, this looks a lot better, I think. More Minecrafty. Look, this one is pretty cool. I also did the same with the donuts, and actually rotating them like this, I think I like the donuts better. Look at them. They look so weird. I like the donuts so much that I made this mod to make it playable by adding bridges between the donuts and then ladders to go down and up. And I tried to beat this on stream, so here's a little highlight of how that went. No! The Ender Pearls! I didn't pick them up. What? What happened? Oh, there we go. There we go. So yeah, this is the changes I made to the world generation. Remember to subscribe and watch another video, please. I'm begging you.